back to the Why Not Us podcast. I'm your co-host, Sen.
And I'm Rahmere. And we're so glad you tune in back with us, you know what I'm saying? Yes. Back here on the Why Not Us podcast. You know, if you're watching the visual, you're like, yo, who is this guy right here next to us? You're like, who is this man? You know, we got a special guest with us here today. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
My name is Vic. Go by 6.4 Vic on YouTube.
6.4 Vic on YouTube. So, you know, we knew Vic for a while, so we're really super happy to get him on the podcast and just talk to us about some like creativity things and just catch up and just, you know, chat, you know?
Appreciate it.
It's always a good time to like speak with somebody about like different topics. They're creative. It's always fun to just like tap in what people got going on. So we're going to start by asking y'all some questions. First, I want to know the first question I want to ask you, what was like your aha moment, like when you knew you wanted to be like a creator?
I don't know. I feel like me, throughout being myself, everybody would always say like I'm funny. And like, oh, like if you record that, you'll go viral. Or if you recorded that, like people will be like this or say that. And I'm like, you're right. But then also like when I first started, I didn't feel comfortable doing it. But like once I shifted like, oh, this actually is like a stress reliever and made me happy. I'm like, okay, now I'm doing it for myself.
Sorry.
And then like when I see certain things that like I get the right reaction, I'm like, okay, cool. Like it all makes sense for me. No matter how big or small I'm at, it's like, all right, cool.
I love that. Thank you.
Yeah. Just to give people a little bit of context, like who are you and what do you do?
Yeah.
Before we get into more questions.
Right now, I'm nobody special, but to me I'm special.
There you go.
That's right.
But so like I said, my YouTube is 6.4 Vic. So like right now, I would say I focus on like lifestyle, car content and lifestyle. At first it started out as car content, but like I don't want to put myself in a box. So I want to say like now I want to be like more lifestyle because like I feel like everybody has their own story and everybody's relatable no matter like you could be like a regular person, you could be a rich person, like whatever, relatable. So like that's just how I feel. And like with the car content, I feel like I have a car that like
that people like.
People like it gets attention. So it's like, you know, why not use it to like, you know, showcase that.
Right.
That's good. That's actually a good idea to like get more appeal, to get more audience and growth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, I agree with that. No, that's fire. That you felt like you didn't want to go into that lane, but then you finally start listening to other people, start realizing yourself. You're like, yo, you know what? I'm a cool person. Why don't I just monetize this? Or why not just, you know, go ahead and move forward with it?
Exactly.
So, like, is there anybody or anything that kind of inspired you to want to start to switch from just vlogging or being lifestyle content or just car content? Like, is there anybody you like look up to or any moment that inspires you?
Yeah, I would say like obviously I watch a lot of YouTube and I see like car community people and stuff like that. And I'm like, at one point I literally had like the same car as some people who was like getting thousands of views or whatever. And I'm like, I literally got the same car. I'm younger. So that's like an audience in itself. But like even looking back at their videos, it's like they didn't always have that car that got them the attention. So like they started out small. So I'm like, I can literally be the same thing and like I can kind of cheat and use some of their like, you know, it's like the building stuff. Like obviously I'm always be myself, but it's like I can be the same in the venture. I'll be my own person at the same time.
I heard somebody say like, you know, it doesn't matter that someone is doing the same thing as you or did the same thing as you. The audience didn't get your perspective on
exactly,
or they didn't see you do it before.
Exactly, and that's funny that you say that because like I feel like when I'm doing like videos, I'm thinking of like, oh, let me see how this person did it, but like. When I do it my way, I want it to be like natural. I'm not faking it. I'm not faking to do the same thing they get. Because I don't want to get the same reaction because that's not who I am.
Right. You just being yourself.
Exactly.
To go a little deeper, could you tell everybody like when you started your videos? Whether like that was from the beginning?
Yeah.
When did you even like have the idea to even cultivate that?
So it's funny because like, right after COVID, I think I got I graduated college 2020. And I moved into my first apartment with me and my fiance now. And that was like 2020. And then 2021, I had my first like corporate job. Yeah. And I was getting like good money. And I was like, oh, like I know the type of car I want. So I went and got the car. Boom. And I was like the youngest person to have the car or whatever. Like that, our friend group and stuff like that. So anyway, like and I'm on YouTube. I'm like, oh, I got this nice car. Let me like record a video just to see what happens.
Yeah.
So I do the video, and then like with the video did kind of good. I would say I had like almost 1,000 views in like overnight. So I'm like,
That's
oh,
fair.
like boom, that's like the platform right there.
Yeah.
But I didn't like it for some reason. So I literally stopped it. I just stopped recording for like, I had one video on there for like a year and a half, 2 years.
Wow.
Like you didn't like the video or like the process or like.
So I was juggling a lot. Like I had a podcast at the time.
Oh yeah, you
Exactly.
did.
I had a podcast at the time, and I
Mhm.
was like YouTube. And at the time, I'm like, oh, I don't have the equipment I want to like to focus in. Like I'm somebody who was like, I dive in, and that forces me to do it correctly.
Mm.
So anyway, back to like how I got back to where I am now. The same thing kind of happened. I switched cars. I got like my actual car that I wanted. Like the first car was like, I want this car, but because like I know everybody don't have this car.
Right.
Mhm.
So the second time I got what I wanted.
Right.
So I feel like with that, the shift changed. Like, oh, I got what I want. So like everything's natural. It's like truly me being
Authentic.
like exactly genuinely happiness. And then like when I said I dove in, like literally got a camera. I spent the money on the camera. I was like, okay, you did this. Now you have to do this. Like you have milestones. Hit this goal. Hit this goal. And like even till today, like I probably don't film as much as I want to, but like I'm still like challenging myself. Like, all right, cool. Like you got this stuff. Like go ahead and do it. You got all the tools. So yeah.
That's a good point. No, good.
Okay, with that being said, as far as a content creator and vlogging and stuff like that, how do you think the viewpoint, being a content creator, how has that changed your idea or thought process around like success or failure? As you just said, like you're really like hard on yourself, like you want to be like good at what you do. How do you view that?
So what I really learned out of like being a content creator, like you can't expect overnight success.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of gotta like go at your own pace.
Yeah.
So like sometimes I see like sometimes I'll see like if I know somebody that's starting YouTube, right, and like this might sound crazy, but like if they say that they get like faster numbers than me, like inside is like it's not envy,
No.
Yeah.
but it's like dang, like I've been putting in more work and you're getting it, but at the same time it's like matter of fact, like maybe I gotta be true to me or maybe I gotta change something for me. At the same time, like I don't want to change what I'm doing. It's like because it's not about that. Because eventually you'll lose the love and like passion for it. And I don't want that to ever happen.
Yeah.
No, thanks.
We understand that.
No, thanks.
Yeah.
Like, because it's something. It's not like you said. It's more like, okay, let me work harder. Let me do better. Let me push myself like tenfold.
Exactly.
Because I'm seeing everybody else doing something.
And like even with that, like to keep myself like focused, I think about like people in the rap game. Like you might have an overnight success, and then like the next year no one heard of you.
Right.
That's right.
Like it was like, oh, that was a good one hit wonder.
And that's it.
So like not to say those people who get that like is that, but I'm saying like you never know what's gonna happen.
If it's quick, it's not gonna last.
Exactly.
Literally.
So that's how I keep myself focused, and that's like that was just the shift for me. I feel like after that, like I started like having more fun with it.
So speaking of having fun with like the content, do you feel like you prefer to like plan out what you're gonna shoot or like be spontaneous? Just all right, I'm gonna just bring my camera today and whatever happens is gonna happen.
It depends. Like I feel like I do both. Like if I know I have the time to plan out a video or kind of like plan out a video, then like I'll like plan where I'm gonna go, what I'm gonna do. But like at the same time, I'm like more like with me trying to be more lifestyle. It's kind of like okay, I gotta get used to carrying my camera as second nature and like pulling it out, and I was like, all right, cool, let's just see what happens. Cause like obviously you can edit, so it's like I can take out all the good parts and then
make it his own
exactly.
thing.
So I feel like that's what it is right now. But like, obviously, like with the car content, like you kind of have the plan because your car is your like.
Like it's your thing, but it's just not. You gotta be like, all right, what else is it about?
Exactly.
What you're doing here with that car now?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like with that, you kind of have the plan because like, oh, I'm about to go take a road trip and be driving the whole time. You're about to watch me drive 3 hours behind the wheel. Like
can't even have the music.
Exactly.
Like that.
Exactly.
Really,
so it's like you kind of have the plan what you want to do with car content. So that's the only thing about that.
I have a question for you. Do you find that there's a difference in YouTube and vlogging from maybe previous years? I'm sure you've maybe heard of certain content creators and then the content creation now. Do you feel like there's a difference? Do you feel what that difference, if it is, do you have to like go over there, or how do you feel about the world of YouTube and where it is?
I feel like now it's made for anybody to be successful.
Mhm.
I feel like at one point it probably was like, okay, I feel like back then, honestly, I feel like the change was shorts.
Mhm.
I feel like before that,
Yeah.
it's like oversaturated, like so much going on, you're hard to break
Yeah.
out. But with shorts, you can literally like post one great short and like be taken off. Like for me, like when I first started the second time, I remember like I posted a video, right, and like overnight it hit 6,000 views, and I gained 20 subscribers off of that.
Fire.
So like off of that, I'm like, oh cool. Like if I keep that up,
That's right.
there you go.
Yeah.
And then like it happened happened again, 10,000, another 10,000. So like all right, cool, back to back. So like now I got like a process of what I can do.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like it's easier and it's set up to be successful if you like just do it correctly and like, you know.
No, for sure. Shout out to shorts, man. Because I'm just thinking about YouTube's algorithm. Like, you look at the different apps and how they push your stuff. Like, Instagram has their one way. It's hit or miss, right? Whatever. TikTok had. It depends. We're filming this before everything. But, like, you know, had its way of pushing content. And it was pretty good. I think
For me, I tried TikTok.
Yeah.
It wouldn't work because, like, car content, they literally get flagged as, like, unsafe and stuff.
Oh,
gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's terrible.
That's strange.
Gotcha.
Even if you're just doing
that's why I was like, I don't know what's going on. Like, I posted a video. Literally posted the same video on YouTube as a short and got 7,000 views.
But then TikTok wasn't filming.
TikTok, it was like 100.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, I don't know what it is at that point. And I posted it twice. Like every once in a while, like I would check this, like I would take it down.
Yeah.
And repost it just to see if I like missed something.
Oh.
And then would do the same thing. I'm like, all right, it's just so after that I had to stop. And then Instagram, like you said, for Instagram, I just feel like I don't know.
It's weird.
I'm trying to focus on one thing at a time.
Yeah. Instagram's like really hit or miss, man. It just, I feel like Instagram's good with just letting the people that follow you know what's going on.
Exactly.
Not people, not strangers, or not like, you won't be discovered on Instagram. You gotta use like YouTube.
You gotta kind of, you kind of gotta have like a little niche already and like a little following. People will help like push you.
You put it in your YouTube video, follow me here, and then they get more updates.
Exactly.
And whatever.
Exactly.
So, I agree with that. Another question we had, if you could describe your creative journey in just 3 words, what would you use?
Stay the course.
Okay.
That was fast.
Nah,
that was good.
You came prepared. Like, you've been practicing it. Okay.
Nah.
That's fire.
I just thought of that.
Okay.
Because, like, you need explanation or no?
No, go ahead. Let us know.
I just feel like with everything that somebody does, like, it's easy to give up and quit if it's not going the way you you thought it would. So like you just gotta stay the course and like see it play it out. And like if eventually if you really feel like okay this is not ever gonna work and like the signs is there's never gonna work, all right then you can let it go. But like at least give yourself the real like chance to be like I tried everything before you just give it up. Yeah. So you just gotta stay the course.
That's a really good point.
Yeah. And just to I guess wrap up the interview, where do you see yourself as far as I don't want to be like 5 years. That's crazy. But like just in general, where do you see yourself, like your content going? Do you see more vlogging? Do you see like a different format for you? How do you see yourself?
I definitely want to stay true to myself. Like it's funny that you said that. Like I told myself, like I watch other YouTubers, and I was like, oh, they be having cameramen and stuff like that, and like I want to get to a point where I don't like. I want to stay me. I want to like. Always be the person behind the camera myself. But like if I want to, it will be like a close person, like a best friend or like a family member. But other than that, it's like
it's still your production.
Exactly. I don't want it to be like because I feel like once you do that, you kind of lose like creative rights a little bit.
Yeah, it's like a production.
Exactly. You have people telling you like, oh, this, that, and then like you're trying to get certain. That's too much.
No, that makes sense. Now you gave me a new perspective because I've always was on the side of like. Man, like, I've been behind the camera so much, I'd rather have a camera person. But now that you're talking about it, like, I know how I want it, right?
I was about to say that.
I know, like, how I want it to be, how I want it to look, and how long I want them to record. And I guess it would take another level of just delegation and not, like, just taking the control of myself to be like...
And then, like, with that, like, if you are... if you go from being the person behind the camera helping like film stuff now, right? And and then you now like change it, have somebody record you.
Yeah.
You're going to micromanage them.
I am.
And then they're going to
Yeah.
despise you anyway.
Yeah.
So then.
So let me do my job, right? I might as well just do it.
Exactly.
No, that's a good point. All right, so you survived your interview, you know what I'm saying? Congratulations.
Great job.
There you go. Anything else you want to add?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You want to plug yourself or your channel once again for everybody?
You can subscribe to my YouTube at 6.4 Vic. That's really it.
That's really it. All right, cool.
We gonna move on to the icon and the eye. Anybody want to go first, or
I can go first.
okay, go ahead.
All right, so my icon of the eye this episode is another YouTube creator, but they're a couple. Shout out to Janaea X5.
Mm-hmm.
Janaea X5, sorry, I said that wrong. But yeah, shout out to Janaea X5. You know what I'm saying? These are people that we've known for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
And they've really been doing their thing. Like really like engaging with their audience and like really like popping off on their channel
Mm-hmm.
and like really like kind of taking off. So
Yeah.
I think this year is going to be really a really good year for them because I don't even know if they've been doing it a year.
That's tough.
I don't even know if they've been doing it a year for real.
But they're
And
amazing.
they're right. They have a loyal fan base. They're themselves, and like they got the game. They really are focused. And you know, every time I see a video or every time I see a milestone they hit, I'm like, wow, like
Mm-hmm.
they really took off, man. So shout out to them. You know what I'm saying? That's family over here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Shout out to y'all. I guess I'll go. Okay, so the icon in the eye for me this week. I follow her on Instagram. I don't know her, but I stumbled upon her video. If I can pull up my notes at the same time. She was actually doing, I'm sure y'all know the trend of, Dochi, Denial in the River, everybody's doing. Denial is River, sorry. Her name is Jalen Blanks, and she did her own thing, and it kind of gave me like Insecure, Issa Rae vibes.
she
like,
the one who did it in the mirror?
Yes.
Oh, it's so crazy because I seen that and I didn't know that was
Yes.
gonna be your person.
Yeah, she did it in like the mirror. It just felt like so authentic, so creative. And actually, she's a cinematographer, a filmmaker. She acts in a lot of her stuff. She does stuff for people. And I just think the way that she shot things is really special and it's like really versatile. So I wanted to like get a chance to like say shout out to her because we're videographers, we're filmmakers, but it's really cool to see other people's work and the specialty that they do and like what, gets their video or their name out there. So that's really, the person, my icon of the eye. Shout out to you.
Fire.
Yeah.
Alright, so for me, my icon in the eye, I would say is a bigger YouTuber, way bigger YouTuber.
Mhm.
But I would say, so his name is, he go by Poppy Q
Okay.
on Instagram, and his YouTube is Quan.
All right.
I would say, for me, I would say he's like my icon in the eye because I've been watching, it's weird, so I found his content like right when I got my car.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, like, ooh, like he got a car and stuff like that. But like, he's younger than me. And I realized like how motivated he was to like, get this car. And I watched the journey like, oh, I got this car. I got my first Charger. Now I got a Hellcat. Now I got a Snapback.
Oh,
Now I
you
got
seen
a Hellcat.
him? Yeah.
Exactly. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, that's tough. And like, he's doing all these moves at like a young age. And he just like kept it consistent. And now he got like a Lambo, a McLaren. I'm like, oh, that's tough. But like, he stayed, of course, being himself. Like,
Stay the course. There you
exactly.
go.
Like, he's really himself. And I'm like, oh, I can like relate to that. So I kind of model like my YouTube style based on that. Like, I want to be myself and people like me for me.
Yeah.
And like, he gets a lot of hate for like, for him being himself. Exactly. So
Oh,
like,
that's the best way to get it.
yeah, like he dives into clothes and all that. And people like, people always want to like hate on you.
He the one who be throwing the clothes away?
Exactly.
Oh,
yeah. See? Yeah.
Oh,
But it's
I was like, I knew that name sounded familiar.
Exactly,
Well,
but it's funny.
He did blow up though.
But it's funny because like he's like now he's like, even when that was going on, he's like, I'm not going to disrespect you, but if I don't like it, I don't like you.
I'm not going to pretend. No.
But it's not been like he just like he just being an asshole. Like if he likes it, he says he like it. And the good thing about him is like, no matter how big he is, like he will show love if you show love to him. Like he even reposted something I did before.
That's
so
fire.
That's tough. Exactly.
That's
so
fire.
that's tough. So shout out to you.
That's fire.
That's cool.
Nah, I seen. That's so crazy. I seen both of you. It's weird. All right, so we're about to dive into our main topic here today. You know what I'm saying? So us here at the Why Not Us podcast and Mr. 6.4 Vic, we're going to talk about the act of change or dealing with change with your content. So like having to deal with change? Should you anticipate it? Should you expect it? Should you just like run away from like pivoting? Should you expect change or just stick with your original plan, right? Because which one will be a better concept? I think just some context or just some background. I think even when we work with New Chronicle Productions or us at New Chronicle Productions, we were talking about this the other day. Every single one of these posters, every single one of these films, something happened, we had to change. Every single time. Every single time. It did not turn out the way we thought it was going to be. Nothing. And it's so crazy because that's like the common trend. And bro, every time. We were talking about the contention the other day, like how like, I think basically Karina was going to quit. And like there's some scenes, there was a scene you couldn't make, I think you were sick or whatever, like nothing went according to plan. Nothing. And we're like and that was my first film, so we're like, yo, like what? But yeah, every time we had to really just have to learn how to pivot, basically. So yeah, I think it made us stronger because of that.
Yeah, it does. And I laugh because you can't do anything else but laugh. Like in the moment, whenever you have to, face change or going through change, you are like stuck in like a rock and a hard place and you may just want to throw your hands up and give up. But after, all these amazing things happen, like the final happens, you look back and you do nothing but really laugh. I do, because it's like, we got through it. Like, it's fine. We did all of that, go carrying on for, now something that is a great product or products, whatever. So it is hard to deal with change because you feel like maybe you're the only person going through it, or why me? Why am I stuck in this predicament? This great idea I have. Like, it could be something dope. It could be like a new vlog that you really wanted to do, or location. It could be a movie spot that we wanted to do and just doesn't work out. Yeah. And what does that feel like for y'all at that moment when y'all go through something like that?
I mean, for me, I've learned to like expect change and even like welcome it. Like, it's weird, like, this is like, it's on topic, but like not on topic. So I got like a tattoo, and it says welcome adversity and then overcome adversity at the same time.
Wow.
Oh, wait. That's fire.
So it looked like a W.
Yeah, but it's also, that's fire.
So, like, with that, it's like, okay, I'm welcoming it so I can overcome it. So, like, pivoting is literally like the same thing.
Basically, a change is like adversity. Yeah.
So, like, I feel like sometimes, like, pivoting can like produce his best content because like at that point it's literally just like natural.
No, it's true, because you have to trust yourself and trust in your vision, right? So like you said, something happened, boom, people didn't show up to something, or like your location got taken up, or you had an idea to do outside content and start raining that day, whatever. It happens. But you just gotta trust, like you know your vision, you know what you can do. So literally, like, or you gotta trust your mind. You're like, you know what? All right, so what can I do? What can I make the most out of this day? Or like, well, how can I get some sort of content out of today? Like, what can I do? It's tough. It's really hard too, because if you're anything like me, like I plan a lot of things. Like I plan a lot. Sometimes I plan conversations. Like I might say here, oh yeah, but like. I might plan conversations like I know what I'm gonna say and I know what they might say, whatever, like that. Yeah. But like, so I plan a lot. So like, I do get disappointed when things don't go according to plan.
Yeah. I feel like it's natural.
It's natural, but I guess it's you can't get mad at anybody because it just happens.
No.
Exactly.
No.
It just happens.
Change is like it's odd way of like growing. It's like being like it's a stubborn growth.
Yeah.
You can't do anything but just kind of go through it, like you were saying, welcoming it in. Because once you're in it, and it's kind of like what you're gonna do now, like coming up with a backup plan. Like, yes, you might have all these plans, you might have everything scheduled from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. But in the midst of those things could happen. Things could go wrong, natural disasters, anything could happen. So it's like, what am I gonna do at that moment, and how am I gonna change my environment? How do I not let other people feel the way I'm feeling? Because if you have people around you, like guests or people that's helping you out, other people are going to get stuck in the way you feel about the pivoting or the change that's happening.
Yeah. I agree. When you first started, like when change happened, what was your reaction? Are you like a big like, Are you like a warrior type person, or are you just like, you know what? I'm over it. Try again tomorrow.
When I very, very first started,
Yeah.
like very, very first started, like my one video time,
Mm-hmm.
like change was like the worst thing for me. Mm-hmm. So I would plan something, and if it didn't go according to plan, I'm like, all right, I'm off it. So like I remember like I filmed like my first video, and like for some reason I had brought like, you know, this little dash mount for my camera, and like for some reason it didn't fit, so it would just like.
It'll move.
I'm like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So like I filmed this video and it is moving. So like I just scratched it. I literally like my little brother like teased me to this day. It's like the video I'm in, you gonna get rid of. I deleted it.
So
right?
I'm over it.
Cool. But now it's like, all right, that was to happen. Obviously, like, I can just like I can change. I could have held the bit. I could have held it like something like that. Mm-hmm. But like so back then it was like all or nothing. It was like, all right, I'm just over it. But now it's like it's gonna happen one way or another. I'll make it work.
Yeah, I definitely like that too. Where it's just like I said early on, probably just doing YouTube videos. Or I remember early on. This is funny because I used to do a lot of skits and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And all of them, all the YouTube videos I've done with the skits, I'll be home alone by myself. So let one of my family members be home, my sister's home, or anybody's home. I'm not filming. I couldn't. And a lot of people, and I think I might be still like that to this day. A lot of people still be like, when I'm doing skits, they're like, you just be home alone talking to the camera by yourself. I'm like, yeah, that's fine. I'll be in my process, but let somebody else. I don't even know if you were here, and I thought about doing a skit. I don't know if I'll do it. Yeah, I feel like people feel that way, like performing or like whatever.
Like, with me, not to cut you off, with vlogging, I'm trying to like challenge myself to not. So like to hold it, even like it's weird. Like even at my age and like seeing everybody do it. I don't want to have this big camera, like everybody staring at me. So like literally like my filming, like equipment now, I have like a DJI Pro, and it's so small. It's probably like the size of this phone, if not smaller. Yeah. And like I can literally just, like conveniently have it. Yeah. But even if it's like, all right, I want to like challenge myself to like have it up. At the end of the day, like the worst somebody can say to me is like, "What are you doing?" or "Put it down."
Right. No, literally.
You ask me what I'm doing, I'm filming. Then
by you guys saying that, especially like you sharing that story about you know, doing your skits and not having people in the room, it makes me bring up the idea, what would happen if you would allow people, let's say a person or a viewer, it's like maybe, I'm not saying you are, but does that mean that you're maybe stifling? Because I think change also welcomes growth and it welcomes new perspective. Does that mean also you or anybody else who, you know, may not be like, you know, not wanting to change a certain thing, does that stunt your growth and your performance?
Yeah, it definitely stunt. I guess, sure, it might stunt my growth, not as a creator, but maybe as a creator, but definitely as a human. Because I think it really comes down to a control thing. It's like letting you taste food out the oven is not cooked. I know it sounds crazy, but like, hear me out. It sounds crazy, but like, it's like you watching the process. I'd rather you watch the finished product.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Watch it when it's out. Mm-hmm. Don't watch me do it, please, because there might be parts that I cut out or just removed or whatever. So I guess it's just it's kind of a control thing. I'm like, yo, nah, watch it when it's done. Don't watch nothing in the process. But I probably don't feel the same way about movies though.
That's so funny. Weird. I guess it just depends on how you feel like about, because I think maybe, I don't know, maybe it's movies because it's you and skits are as a character, and that's kind of relative to acting, and so how actors are not wanting people to see the process.
Maybe. Or I guess movies is just not just me. It's everybody.
Okay, it's a collective.
Yeah, it's collective vision.
Like, I feel like with that, a movie is kind of like, all right, I'm going through this, but we're all going through it.
Yeah.
Like, if you're going to judge me, you judge
the whole product, not just me.
We all can like know how that feels. Rather than just me, it's like, you call me in the mirror singing a song.
Right, or making voices.
It's like, you solely look crazy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's vulnerable.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay. I get that.
No. Yeah, bro. I wouldn't.
That's crazy.
But do you have any like kind of like examples or recent examples of where you had to really pivot?
Yeah. So I have two. Yeah. So one was I had a perfect idea. So like I was trying to go check out a car, and that's ironic. I was talking to that day.
Oh, that's that. Yeah, I remember.
And it, like, I like literally planned out like to go look at this car and everything. I woke up and I took off of work. I woke up, I got dressed, and then like I'm literally like about to be on my way there, and it starts pouring rain.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, yo, I'm not like I can go test drive this car, but like I'm not gonna be able to film the way I want. Like I'm not gonna be able to get no good content. So in the instant, I'm like, okay, I have to scratch this right now, but I'm not gonna let my day go to waste. So I literally just end up filming like a vlog of my day. So like with that, like being a vlogger, you can kind of like take bits and pieces of like whatever you're doing, like you can use it as filler content. So I literally use it for like a filler content. So like say that I recorded a really good video and I'm like, it's short. Boom, now I have filler content. Oh, next day.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then like my second thing was like my biggest like great pivot. So like with that, I had filmed this like car content idea, and like I'm there, everything's going according to plan. I pull out my camera to record, and my camera says no SD inside.
Oh no.
And like my heart literally dropped. I'm like, yo, I literally got all the tools but the SD card. And I'm like, what am I gonna do? And I literally was like, nope, we gotta film. Pulled out my camera on my phone, filmed a little 5-minute video, and I was like, in my head, I'm like, all right, cool. Like at the end of the day, I was able to film this idea, and like I posted it, and like literally within 2 days, 2,000 views. I'm like, oh snap!
Good,
like,
man.
So I'm like, all right, cool. Like I stayed the course. Like it worked out for me like for a reason. So it's like you gotta pivot sometimes.
You do, man. It's gonna hurt, but you gotta pivot.
Exactly.
Do you have an example?
I have a bunch of these.
Okay. I know. I just kind of came.
Yeah. It's fine. Let me think of a recent one. I would love. I mean, you could touch. We can touch on movies in general, but I think recently because when I'm not doing all these fun things, and with NCP, I'm also my mom's social media coordinator, or manager. So I recently did Christmas Village with her, and I thought it wasn't just gonna be me. I thought I was gonna be one taking the pictures and da. And my family were like, all right, I gotta drop my son off. I gotta do this and I gotta do that. And I was like, wait, whoa. Huh? What you want me to do? And they were like, yeah, just stay here, like interact with the customers. And I'm like, I was just here to like take pictures and like film and get the behind the scenes. But what I learned from that is it put me outside of my box, It forced me into something that naturally I'm introverted or omnivore, however you want to say it. But it made me like be more personable. It made me get to know people. And as far as like with our business, like how I interact with customers or how we interact with people. So even though I really wanted just to stand behind the camera and film, it kind of forced me into the situation to just, it's okay to talk to people. It's okay to interact. And actually it helps my skill sets and everything. So it was a shell shock, but I was like, okay, cool. We're just gonna, and I couldn't do nothing because everybody was like coming into the little sector wanting to buy and wanting to talk. And I'm like, okay, hi. So yeah, that's my little pivot recent moment.
Yeah. I think one recent pivot we had as a team, just New Chronicle, was with the last film. It's not up here yet. Connected. I thought it was there. Connected was the 40-hour film festival one. But that one specifically, we had to pivot a few times because in our head we wrote it one way. We thought it was gonna be a romance, but then it just led not a romance, and it was like, all right, cool, it's not a romance, perfectly fine, whatever. But the way, like, obviously these are our friends that's acting, so they're not like professional actors, or they're not like people who really do this. These people just did us a favor, like, we're so grateful. But like the way like some of the lines were delivered or some of the actions that would take place, it was comedic. And we're like, all right, we didn't expect this to be a comedy, but all right, let's just do it. Let's make it a comedy now. Let's if we're gonna do it, we're gonna really lean into it. We're gonna get sound effects, we're gonna get music, we're gonna like really make it a comedy now. And I think because of that, like, when we went to the film festival for it, crowd laughing, everyone had a good time like watching it. So
meanwhile we're like,
this is not how we thought it was going to be, but like, how you think something's going to be is not necessarily the best way for it, wholeheartedly. And I think that really taught me to like give up control and just let it rock. And then I think a side note too, the whole thing about pivoting taught me to just let your content live. Because I used to be that same person to just be like, no, I'm giving up on an idea.
Yeah.
Like, whatever. I'm not going to do it again. Maybe my SD card got corrupted when I'm filming. Nope, I'm never doing it again. Nah, like, I feel like you got that. You was given an idea for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you was given the skills and the tools to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Let the content live. You never know what it could be for.
Yep.
I agree with that.
Like,
I feel like, especially like with ideas, like if it's not working out now, you can always revisit it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and like it might come at the most randomest time. Like, say that you have to pivot again,
Mm-hmm.
and like you just find yourself in a perfect scenario where it's like, oh snap, but I can go back to this idea.
I can go back. Yep, you got that in the
It's like
cut.
cool. I don't gotta like think too hard.
Mm-hmm.
It's right there.
Mm-hmm.
A backup plan. It's always good to like have like plans in motion, like ideas, like you just said, like in motion. So when something else don't work, you have all these other lists of ideas and topics or people, like movies or or any other thing. Like you have to have backup people, backup cameras, backup SD, whatever. The backup is so important and pivotal to the pivot.
Yeah, man. And you learn because of those situations too. Be like, all right, never again. Or you just think of more than one idea.
Yeah.
That idea than a backup idea. Like whatever. You know?
I don't think y'all caught my words. What'd you
say?
That was poetic.
You said backup SD.
No, I said the backup is pivotal to the pivot.
Oh,
no, wait, hold up. I did not hear that. Yeah.
That surprised me.
Let them know again.
Just cooked.
The backup is pivotal to the pivot.
Type shit.
That's fire.
Thank you.
That's fire. Okay.
That's fire.
I had one more like tidbit I wanted to add in. But I forgot. We talked about our own situations. We talked about just let your content live. No, that's probably it. I'm trying to think. Like change, pivoting, any other topics we can dive into that. But or we can wrap.
I think we got everything I could think of.
Yeah.
Staying stuck in it, wanting to change out of it.
So yeah, I guess we'll wrap and then we'll go into our final.
I got one.
Go ahead.
All right. So what if you find yourself in a situation where you cannot pivot? What do you do?
So like, obviously something happened where you have to, but you can't.
Exactly.
I just say make the best out of the situation.
So like with that, I mean like, what is your mindset the next time, or like how does that like affect you in your creative process?
I think if I'm in a situation where I can't pivot, right, and where I need to pivot but I can't, I will do everything I can to not be in that situation again. To where like in my next time my planning process, I'm planning contingencies. I'm planning like you said backup plans. I'm making sure other people know my plans too, asking for other ideas. So because I don't think no human likes to feel like they don't have any options or likes to feel like they're stuck. And especially this is a craft like content creation where you're already up and down like mentally, right? So let an obstacle come in your way. Some people will fall off. They're like, you know what, I'm never doing it again. So yeah, being able to plan better. What Amir say? He says proper planning prevents poor performance or something like
That's
that.
That's a lot.
Yeah, proper preparation prevents poor performance.
Yeah, something like that. But like literally, it's true.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's literally my YouTube. If you go to the thing, and like I think it's your bio.
Yeah. Oh, in the YouTube.
Yeah, it says proper preparation prevents poor performance.
No, but it's true though.
I love that.
That's true.
I think also to add to that one, I think it's just to kind of, it sounds bad, but just kind of take your L and like learn. Just learn in it, sit in it.
Take your lesson.
Then just go on next.
Just,
you get them next time.
That's what it is.
Yeah. I agree.
You don't gotta knock it off the park each time. You know what I'm saying?
No, I definitely agree with that.
So cool. Yeah, so that's been our main topic. Why not pivot? Basically.
Why not pivot?
Why not pivot? Like at the end of the day, sometimes your pivot could be better than your original idea.
I've learned that. I've definitely learned that.
I've learned that for sure too.
It's like the more better things could come out of like anything, your original plans.
No,
facts.
1000%. So we got a little twist on our final kind of segment for you guys today. So instead of leaving you guys with our final 5, because we have special guests here, we're Right?
6.4.
6.4 Vic. We're gonna do our Fast Five.
All right.
All right. So Fast Five, it kind of works the same way, but not at all. Because Final Five is just 5 words, but you can use as many words as you want, or
okay.
But it's just gonna be 5 questions talking about just the editing process, or just like
and
the creative process.
A word or an answer? Like it's like an answer or a word?
One sentence.
Okay. Cool.
One sentence. I think one sentence fair.
Yeah.
But we're not even gonna leave you hanging. We're all gonna do it.
All right. Bet.
All right. Ready?
So who first, me?
Yeah.
All right,
Obviously,
cool.
guess first, but like we'll all go.
Cool.
All right. Editing. You love it or hate it?
Sorry, it's supposed to be fast.
Okay.
I've learned to enjoy editing.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the beginning of a beautiful, I don't know.
It is the start of a beautiful story.
Exactly.
Like, yeah.
I couldn't say it. But yeah, like I've learned that like the process of it is annoying, but like, the result is definitely worth the hassle.
Yeah. I'm a little biased, but I love editing. I think it's just I treat editing like you have puzzle pieces. Like literally like you got puzzle pieces and you get to put it together. And I may have a set of puzzle pieces. We may have the same set of puzzle pieces, but I might put it together this way. You might put it together that way, and we might have 2 separate pictures from that same footage. We got the same exact footage, same sound effects, same audio, everything like that. So it's like putting together a puzzle. I think editing, it gives me a little bit of calmness, a little bit of peace.
Well, with me, like real fast, it's not even the process of editing. So like to be honest, it's time.
Oh, yeah.
Like that's the hardest. Like because
yeah.
I do vlogs and I literally like keep myself like natural. All I do is cuts. Like, let me cut this, let me cut that. Every once in a while I might throw a little effect in there. But like it's literally finding the time to do that. Or like I got so much going on, let me take the time
to sit in and really lock in.
Exactly. That's all it really is. So that's why I've grown to like, all right, let me plan better and make time. If I can do this for 20 minutes, I can do this for 5 minutes real fast.
How about you?
I adore editing. I just love it. It's like a place where I can like nerd out and like, I think of something funny. Last summer I was helping my cousin. She was like in a video editing class, and she was like, "Can you help me?" And as I was editing, she was watching me edit. And she was looking at me like, "Oh, you love this." I was like, "Oh, I love this." Like it's like a calming thing to me. So I love it.
I feel like when people who don't have no idea what it is watch people edit,
you look crazy to them.
Yeah,
it's
like even I just do like little shortcuts or whatever. They're like, "What?"
I'm not gonna lie, like. Off topic but back on topic, like the first person that taught me to edit was you on a MacBook. I still got that video.
Yeah.
You sent me a 7-minute video of how to like.
What was it?
iMovie.
Oh man.
I still use it to this day. That's all I use. I'm so simplistic. I don't have to do anything else. But like that literally like my lifesaver. Like even like how do I cut without having to use a mouse? I can do it like.
Look, bro. If you want to move over to Adobe, I got you. You know what I'm saying? That's my.
Dang, you went
from
no,
the jump from iMovie to Adobe is gonna be insane.
Final Cut? See,
Final Cut. Final Cut's a little bit easier, easier to.
Final Cut Pro it is, right?
Yeah.
That's like
I
don't want to pay that much.
No, it's like what is it like? It's like $30 a month.
How much is Adobe?
Adobe's $30 a month. Final Cut's like $300 just straight up. You don't gotta pay a month.
That's not bad.
That's not bad.
That's probably like super intuitive.
You can learn.
Yeah.
Not coming from
I promise.
Not coming from the world, not coming from a comm world. And the fact that you just picked up editing and you edit your own videos for this long, you can learn, bro.
Final Cut.
You can learn.
Yeah.
You can learn.
Next one.
Yeah, we're gonna move on to our next one. Remember, we're gonna do one sentence. One sentence.
Real fast. Best time to get creative ideas, like maybe shower, driving, late at night, like best time for you guys to create.
Other content creators in the real world.
Yeah, I agree with in the real world. I don't think it's a particular time of day for me, but it's just like I maybe like real life. I might see somebody walking in the supermarket. I'm like, yo, it could be a funny skit.
Exactly.
I just see life.
You never know.
Okay, cool.
You never know.
I actually agree with that. But I do my brain moves better at night. Like at night, I just get like a bolt of energy.
What is your biggest flex as a creator?
Staying myself.
Okay. Like that.
Yeah, definitely staying myself. Oh, and seeing other people do it, who I didn't expect to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Cause like, although I'm not the one, like I might not be the one who's like they're looking up to or anything, but it's like
But people
a minute ago I was weird to do it. Now I see you doing it, so it's like we were both weird together now.
That
Yeah.
never changes, bro.
No.
Never changes. It never changes. I think my biggest flex as a creator is I think people know me as a creator.
Oh, yeah.
Like people just know me as a creative person. Like it sometimes is annoying, but it is what it is. Every time like I haven't talked to somebody who I haven't talked to in a while, I think one of the first things they say, like, so what are you working on now? I'm like, man, maybe nothing. but just being known as that. That's my biggest flex.
My biggest flex as a creator, nobody can tell me no.
Okay.
But me.
Thanks.
Like, you know, if whatever I want to do, like, as long as you're on board and you support me, I don't think that there's like, you're not going to tell me no as far as like what I want to do. I make space in my own world for my creativity, for my art, for my like expression. So it's like, I'm the person that can tell me no and to disappoint myself. Next, would you rather create one viral hit, like let's say for like the rest of your life, or would you rather have like a series of like slow burning successes?
Series of slow burning
I think
success.
that's-
I feel like it
that's a
lasts
little
long.
easy, yeah.
And you can hit multiple niches and people.
That's right.
But what if it's like super slow? Like
Slow
yeah, but-
burn.
but-
year
look,
one,
look,
you
look.
did 10 views.
Man.
That's slow.
But you have longevity.
Yeah.
But if you have if I do one viral car content video, right?
Yeah.
Everybody who doesn't care about car content would never see it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter.
Yeah. You're right.
Yeah. It was like what we were talking about earlier, like that spotlight, hot spotlight, it could go tomorrow.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. I agree the same way. I feel like a slow burn is where it's at. I think if you only did one viral hit your entire like career lifetime, I think you'll always wonder why, like, man, why none of my other videos hit
And
that
I feel
hard?
like that stunts the creative process because you're going to always chase like, oh, let me do something similar to what made me go viral. Let me continue. And it's like, no, you have to change up. You can't stay in the same box.
No, wholeheartedly. All right, last question. Our final five. Fast five. Final fast five. What's your favorite camera, phone, or piece of equipment?
DJI Pro.
Yeah.
Pocket.
No.
DJI Pocket Osmo 3. Whatever. That's what it is. DJI
Wow.
Pocket Osmo
I've
3.
asked you about that,
That's
man. I definitely need to add it to my
It's great.
repertoire.
I took it to DR.
Yeah.
I filmed my first like long video.
And it
on
looks good,
I had
too.
a mic and everything.
Mm-hmm.
The editing process came out. It was great. Quality is great. It's cheap compared to. It's a great quality camera for the price that you pay.
Mm-hmm.
So you get like, I would say you get like, what's that movie? So you get like, you can get quality of like a movie, which, like a film festival type of movie.
Yeah.
For like $800.
No, that's not bad. That's not bad. Instead of just buying a camera set that
And
you
it's
got
tight.
to
And
around.
it's small.
Mm-hmm.
So
And the quality is so good.
No,
exactly.
it
And
is.
you got attachments. It's everything. It's
No, it is.
my best investment.
I think my favorite piece of equipment that I have is my gimbal.
Yeah.
Now it doesn't really see the light of day a lot of
Gimbal.
times. Yeah, that's something. My bad.
Sorry.
I was getting distracted. My bad. But I think my favorite piece of equipment is the gimbal. It doesn't really see the light of day a lot, but I definitely use it for like weddings and music videos or whatever. It's so funny because, like you said, like people not coming from our world. Like I think people at my job, they would like lift up the gimbal. They was like, "How do you hold this?" And I'm like, I'm used to it, but it is not light. It's not a light piece of equipment. But the gimbal is also DJI. I don't know which one it is, but
So
um.
good product.
Fun fact, I'm really not an equipment person. I want to be. I really wish I was more, but I have one camera, y'all. I have one tripod. I have one gimbal.
I don't ever want to. I mean, I don't know. Hopefully, I grow into maybe a bigger camera, but like, I don't know.
What works.
Exactly.
I'm really into like I don't have a bunch of equipment either, but I'm really into researching equipment and like saving it for later. So I like look into a lot of like mics. I think your sound quality is very important, whether it's just like for your everyday vlogging, for like a music video or a movie. Sound, when you invest into your sound, like it changes the game. So I like a lot of like different sound equipments, mics and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, cool. That was our fast five. You know what I'm saying? How we feel after that?
We
You know what I'm saying?
did
Just, they were interesting questions.
Yeah.
They were cool.
I think we went by them pretty fast.
As fast as we
It's
could.
fast as we could. It's fast as we could.
As fast as we could. But yeah, you know. Thank you guys for tuning into the podcast.
Yes.
One of Us podcast. Thank you, Vic, for showing up, being here on the podcast.
Yes.
I hope you enjoyed yourself.
Yeah, it was
you know what I'm saying?
Yes. Our first official guest.
No, for sure. Everyone follow Vic on all his socials, all the YouTube.
6.4 Vic.
You know what I'm saying? Show him some love.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate
Everything like that. He's on the come up. And
make sure you give this video some likes.
Yeah.
Make sure you comment below. Make sure you're subscribing. It's free. Why not? And let us know what next you want us to talk about. Like, you know, don't be shy. You know, give us some topics, some ideas. And yeah, we enjoyed ourselves today. So once again, thank you for joining the Why Not Us podcast and for Creators by Creators. Bye.
Peace.